the Sci-Fi Invasion. I'm your host, Joey Hollywood, and I'm trying to get through all 50 movies in this Sci-Fi Classics box set in 50 weeks. The movie I watched today was called Teenagers from Space, and this blows my mind. I don't think I've ever seen this movie before. I saw the title. I remember seeing it on the dollar store shelves and things like that. To my knowledge, I had seen every episode of Mystery Science Theater with the exception of the, I think like 4 or 5 of the season 0 episodes. Apparently I haven't, because I don't think I've ever seen this movie before. This movie sticks out in my mind. Even now, after watching all 4 of these, this was probably the best movie on disc 4 here. This movie is super interesting. It's super fun. It's the perfect B movie. Something is happening every 10 minutes. It never feels boring to me. It's got those guys in the big boxy suits, the big meaty faces, espousing dialogue that doesn't make any sense. It's the perfect B movie. There's a point in this movie where they superimpose a lobster onto mountains to make it seem like there's this giant monster that they call a gorgon. It's so fun. And I even get it, one of my favorite things in the movie, there's a ray gun. And every time they shoot the ray gun, they have these plastic skeletons of people and animals and things that just collapse. And it's so funny every time it happens. There's a point where they shoot someone in a pool and you just see a skeleton fall in the pool and there's dry ice in the pool. And it's so charming. I actually looked at the director to see if he had done any more, and he hasn't done that much. But this was such a charming little movie. This is one of the highlights of this box set. I want to say that the Sci-Fi Classics box set, and maybe I'm speaking too soon because I'm only 4 discs in, but I think I've had more fun with this one than I have this one. My only criticism is I don't feel like I have a lot to talk about with these ones, but I like them more. I'm enjoying this box set more, and this is a perfect example of just a fun movie. You can watch this on your own and have fun with it. You can watch this with friends and have fun with it. Let me stop rambling about how much I liked the movie and get a little bit into the plot. There are some aliens that come down on planet Earth, and their saucer is pretty cool. It's got the the famous 1950s alien saucer, but there's a corkscrew thing at the bottom, and that's where a majority of the operations take place. So that it's not that the ship's bigger on the inside; it's just long. And when it comes down to Earth, it screws into the Earth, and it's a really cool visual. And it shows a level of thought that I don't think a lot of these movies really put into. But yeah, they come down and they're looking for a planet that's far enough away from their planet to raise these things called gorgons, which are just lobsters. And the reason why they want to raise them is because it's their source of food. It's their meat. But they're incredibly dangerous. And they want them far enough away from their planet that they don't have to worry about getting killed by them. So they want to plant them on Earth. And one character, his name's Derek, a classic alien name, Derek, that goes along with Worf and, T'Pol, Derek. He doesn't want to do that because he doesn't want to put the human race at risk. He thinks that's evil because he has there's a secret underground on his planet where they have a little book that that teaches just being a good person, I guess. But he tries to stop them. He holds them at gunpoint, you can't raise the gorgons here. And then the rest of the movie is sort of a chase movie where they have another alien named Troy, another classic alien name. Actually, that one's true. There's a lot of sci-fi media where there's an alien named Troy. Stargate comes to mind. I think there's a couple more actually. Yeah, the Derek falls in love with a human girl instantly. They instantly fall in love. And they kind of run around town. There's a lot of fun gags with them shooting the laser gun that makes skeletons. There's a fight scene where they're trying to connect radio tower antennas to a gun. Or, sorry, not radio tower. the Edison towers, PG&E, whatever, those towers. They're connecting it to the ray gun for power, and they're calling the electric company going like, can you give us more power? And they're trying to shoot the giant lobster with the gun. It's so much fun. I had a blast with this one. If you take anything from this series so far, watch this one. I had a blast with it. And apparently it's a Mystery Science Theater episode that I don't think I've ever seen. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you have a lot of fun with this one too. I'll see you next week. Remember, please be kind and rewind.